Shalom, shalom, Likulam. Shalom to everybody. Shalom to Rabbi.
Shalom, shalom, hello.
Shalom, Rabbi Eliyahu Media. Shalom, shalom, Rabbi Moshe Yitro from Brazil.
Shalom, shalom, Rabbi.
Shalom, 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 shalom to Rabbi Mordechai Yosef Hazan. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom. Shavua Tov Mevorach. Shalom to everybody on Facebook, on YouTube, and all the other channels. Welcome for the conferences we planned today with the Chief Rabbinate of Nigeria. All the conferences will be totally in English because it's a full work, so we have to be understood totally based on them. So is Rabbi Kish, the Chief Rabbi of Nigeria, here? Can you hear me?
Yes, Rabbi. Thank you very much for the limud.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Shalom, shalom, Rabbi Kish. Maybe I want to give you some minutes to explain and to introduce the reason why the communities in Nigeria have have asked, or why you, as the representative of the chief rabbinate in Nigeria, think and understand that it's a must to go on the topic regarding Girut le Humra.
Okay, Rabbi. Thank you very much. Why we need to understand this is, first of all, Nigerians are English-speaking people. When you say Gihur Lihumra, they might just understand it on the surface, and it such might create some difficulties and challenges. But when it's explained properly, then we'll be making informed decisions, and to make the work easier. The Igbos, we know, and from what our ancestors have told us, that we are Israelites. And so when you come and tell average Igbo man that he has to do conversion, it looks very strange to him. It looks like, first of all, you are trying to alienate him from his roots, telling him he's a stranger that is going to convert. So, but when we explain the Gihur Lihumra, then it will be understood that it is not per se that you are a complete stranger that you're trying to convert. No. One typical example I will give is that in Igbo culture and custom, when a son, a relative, is lost for a very long time, for years, they didn't see him again, usually because of our belief, we believe that somebody who was not buried properly does not reincarnate, does not have the Gilgul doesn't come, which is also taught in Kabbalah. That's our local belief. So when we don't see you for a very long time, normally a burial ceremony and rite have to be performed for the person, so that the person will be able to reincarnate. So, and once the person is gone for a very long time in our place, it's assumed the person is dead. And if the person comes back again after the ritual has been performed, the person don't just come to start integrating and interacting with the family members and the society. A certain ritual also has to be done to free him from the belief that he is gone, and to also purify him and cleanse him from the contamination he has gotten all this while before he reintegrates to society. So I see it is similar to this Giul Humra that we need to do, so that it's similar to what we the Igbos do. So therefore, it is important it's explained to us so we understand it properly in its ramifications, that it is not entirely strange and new thing that is required of us. It's what we already know and our ancestors do, but maybe it's coming from a different language, it looks different, so it will be explained to us so we can quickly key into it. Shalom, Rabbi.
Shalom, shalom. Toda Rabba, Chief Rabbi Kish. Toda Rabba for your explanation. Toda Rabba for the possibility and the time you took to prepare all these questions. And I will try, Bezrat Hashem, to build this conference with your help. And all the question you may have, don't hesitate to cut me at any time to build properly the conferences and to be able to give proper answers to our brothers and sisters, fathers and mothers, and sons, Bezrat Hashem. So before we start, the limud is, of course, dedicated to all the people in Africa, in Nigeria, especially for this moment, who are craving for Torah and want to see strength, so want to see holiness, want to see Kedusha arriving in the lands where they are living. We hope that the words and the thing we're going to study today will be like a very deep perfume in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to receive their prayers, our prayers, in order to be able to live our Torah and our mitzvot and our Maaseh Tovim totally in the lands where we are living or where we are born and where we will want to live our Torah and mitzvot. So before we start, it's important to remind some people that how come we are talking about the aspect of Gerut Lechumra, and how come that expression of Gerut Lechumra is used, especially regarding the populations and the communities of Nigeria, the Igbos. So we have one of the most important moments for me in the last century, where we see the Gadol Hador, Arav Chaim Kanievsky, Zichron Livracha, taking time to check some information which were brought to him from different rabbis, and the rabbis shows to Rabbi Kanievsky many examples, pictures, and give to him many stories explaining what is the life of Torah among the Igbos community. And Rabbi Kanievsky, you have to know, when you are a chief rabbi, your speech, your desire, when it's expressed in halachic way, it becomes a psak. What is a psak? It's basically a decree that only a rabbi can make, and the more important you are, the more that decree is powerful. So in 2016, when Rabbi Kanievsky said what he said, we're going to see it in a few minutes, about the Jewish from Nigeria, these words, they are not from a lonely man in a lonely room. It's from the chief, the Gadol Hador, and he's talking about million people, about tribes, about families. He's talking about a huge situation. So when you see him talking, don't think that it will be a small discussions among rabbis. The Gadol Hador is the sage of the generation. He's talking. So when he's talking, the weight of his words are not heavy, are humongous, are tremendous. So let's see now what was the reaction of Rabbi Chaim Kanievsky, Zichron Livracha, when all these rabbis brought to him some information regarding the way the Igbos were living their Jewry. And after that, we will be able to start the conferences slowly, and we will discover many things maybe you did not know, Bezrat Hashem. So let's see the video of Rabbi Kanievsky talking about the situation of the Jewish of Nigeria. Let me just check that you do see the screen properly. Okay. And let's go. Here it is.
הוא נמצא בארץ ישראל.
אני נמצא בארץ ישראל.
יש שם 55 בתי כנסיות. שם, באיפה שהכושים גרים. אפריקה.
והם אומרים שהם שייכים לשבוטים.
הם אומרים שהם שייכים לעשרת השבוטים.
זה אומר שהם עושים בריס מילה, והם עושים שבס. יש להם מקווה.
יש להם ספר תורה. זה בית כנסת מגן אברהם. יש להם פה בית כנסת מגן אברהם.
יש להם ספר תורה מגביל. גבילים.
יש להם, הם טוענים שהם משבט אפרים, שבט גד, ממש שומרים תורה ומצוות, כמון, רק מה, הם מוכנים להתגייר.
מה שהם מוכנים להתגייר?
הם מוכנים להתגייר, והשאלה שלנו האם בכלל לעזור להם או
השאלה אם
לדחות אותם.
לעזור להם או לדחות אותם.
הגיעו לחומרה.
הם מוכנים לעשות גיור לחומרה.
אז לעזור להם? כן.
כן.
So we're sitting here with
So, like you have seen, Bezrat Hashem, we have a whole discussion with the tzaddik, the Gadol Hador Rav Chaim Kanievsky, who is taking his time, checking all the details which are shown to him. The rabbis around him are very precise. They say they are the kushim. So for many people don't understand what I'm saying for many weeks, many months now, that Kush is the central region of Africa. That Kush is the lands which are provided by the Congo River and all the arms. That Kush is the generic name of the one who are keeping Torah in Central Africa. You have seen the rabbis, very respectable rabbis, talking to Rabbi Chaim Kanievsky, say, the land where live the Kushim. In the way they are talking, it seems very clear for them that this is the land of the Kushim, that this is the way, this is the places, this is the way we know from the study, from the tradition we receive to identify them as Kushim. So for us, Kush has never been and will never be an insult. For us, Kush has never been and will never be a way to make stigmatization on anyone. Kush is an identity. Rabbi Kanievsky's answer after this minute of taking the informations is Gerut lechumre. What is Gerut lechumra? First of all, definition, basic definition that we can use today, that every one of you can understand. Gerut lechumra is like this. Someone who knows that he has Jewish roots, or someone who can prove that he has Jewish roots. When his desire is to come back to Torah after many years, many generations of breaks between his family, himself, let's say his family, and the Torah. What do I mean? Someone who, for example, never practiced any mitzvot, never practiced any halacha since his birth or for a long time, or his parents or grandparents, even if they know that they are Jew, but they have no transmission, no halachic connection with the Torah, in order to help them to live their teshuvah as soon as possible, because we are dealing with someone here who possesses a Jewish soul. So the purpose will be to help him to be fast back in the camp of holiness. How do you do that? It's not the same as a process for someone who will be identified as, let's say, a goy who wants to convert. But all these things, we're going to go deep inside, because I, for purpose, make my word and my sentence very general. But you know me, I don't like to talk from emotions corner. I don't like to talk for personal point of view. I always bring text, and we're going to understand something maybe you didn't knew. So based on that, Rabbi Kanievsky said, because what you are giving to me is showing to me the proof that they are from Jewish heritage, that they are the sons of Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. Because of that, I'm asking to you, rabbis, to react and to help them, because the rabbis asked to Rabbi Kanievsky, should we help them or do we reject them? He said, help them. And after they asked to him, how? He said, Gerut lechumra, meaning bring back home the sons of our fathers, Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. This is the meaning of Gerut Lechumra. Someone who is identified as or with Jewish roots has the right to come fast back home. So Gerut Lechumra is not we are telling to a foreigner to come in. No, Gerut Lechumra is a son of the house who was lost because of history, because of many things, and now will come back home. This is what everybody will tell you when they know a minimum about conversion. Shalom, shalom to everybody. Shalom, shalom. Abanit Dvorah Hamson. Shalom, shalom. Rabbi Chuku Mazi. Shalom, shalom. So now that we have explained this, let me know if you have any question now, because we will open doors and you will understand that the question is more deeper than what we think and more meaningful. Is there any question till yet?
I think Rabbi can proceed, and when there are questions, the people will call for the question. But I don't think there's anyone for now.
Okay. So now let's start, and we will break a false information that all of you have. False and wrong information. The false and wrong information is like this. We have a Gemara telling us that it's impossible that a non-Jew convert to Torah and mitzvot. It's impossible. When you are attracted by Torah and mitzvot and you want to live your life of Torah and mitzvot, you can never be goy. Gemara mefureshet. It's a Gemara, Talmud, telling you only the one who possesses already a Jewish soul can have the desire to move forward and to convert. But let's see where we get that information, and let me help you to understand, first of all, what is a convert. For this, we're going to use one of my favorite books of Ari HaKadosh, the book called Sha'ar HaGilgulim, The Gates of Reincarnations. So in this book, we will see what Ari HaKadosh is telling to us about conversion. So here we go. I will read some very specific parts, and we will try to understand it together. You see my screen, I hope? Yes. Okay. Here is what Ari HaKadosh said in, like you can see, Sha'ar HaGilgulim, Akdama Rishon, so the gates of reincarnation. First introduction. So the purpose of Ari HaKadosh will be to explain what is Nefesh HaGer. Because if you say Ger, you didn't say anything. Many details comes behind. Let me introduce to you what is the definition. Sages like you have to know and to understand. Look what is written. It say like this. Veda, you have to know. Ki achar she'adam zacha likar naran. Say, when a man succeeds during his life to receive 3 levels of souls. What are the 3 levels of souls? Nefesh, Ruach, Neshama. So Nefesh, Ruach, Neshama, the first letters, the acronym, it's Naran, Nefesh, Ruach, Neshama. So Nefesh, it means that you know you are Jewish, you have been circumcised, you know that. Ruach, you know that you have to pray, to study every day. Neshama, you bring your life to be totally oriented and consecrated to Torah and mitzvot, Masim Tovim. This is basic example. I'll not go deep inside because it's a conference, not a limud. So when a man succeeded to possess that 3 levels inside of him, he possessed Nefesh, Ruach, and Neshama. And after that, being fulfilled by that 3 levels of souls, he makes some sins, big sins, kill someone, lost seeds, many big sins. Let's make it simple, not to go into details. ולכן יצחק לחזור בגלגול לתקן את אשר עברת. So he said, all the purpose for him, because you were complete with 3 levels of souls, and that 3 levels of souls were inside of you when you make a big sins, you will be obliged to come back in reincarnation to fix what you have damaged. והנה, בחזרתו לבוא בגלגול, תבוא בו הנפש. אף על פי שתיקן את הנפש הזאת, אין הרוח שלו נכנס ובא אצלו. So he said, first secret. Once he will start to come back in reincarnation to fix what he damaged, only 1/3, 1 part of the 3 souls, 3 levels of souls he had will come. The one who's going to start is the Nefesh. Nefesh will come, and the purpose of his level of souls called Nefesh will be to fix the damage which was made when there were 3 of them together. But look what Sarah Kadosh, he said, when the Nefesh will succeed to do all the tasks he have to do and will be called Tzaddik Gamur, he's perfect, there is no blemish, there is no impurity of his past life in this new life. He said, look, the second level of the very same soul will not come with them, with that Nefesh who fixed itself. He said, why? He's going to explain. So meaning, the 3 of the beginning, the first come, the Nefesh, he fixed everything. What will be the logicality? Send now the Ruach to start the part of his work. He said, no, it will not be started. Why? Because, look, ולכן הרוח ההוא, ולפי שהרוח הוא פגום, ואיך ישרה וינוח על הנפש הנתקנת. So he said, no, Hashem don't give any possibility to that second level called Ruach to come down. Why? Because that Ruach does always possess the impurity of the sins of the previous life. So he said, now the Nefesh, the first level, the basis, is pure, is unblemished. How could we put a Ruach on it, a Ruach which is blemished? So it's impossible for that Ruach to go down on a very pure and fixed Nefesh. Do you follow me till there? Do you follow me, Tzadikim Rabbanim, till there?
Go ahead, Rabbi.
Yes.
Okay. So now what's happened? Look. ולכן הרוח ההוא יבוא בגלגול באדם אחר אחד. So it said, based on that, the second level will come in Gilgul in another man. מורכב על נפש הגר. You see? First point. Pausa. I do a pause. I make a pause. I will explain a bit. He said like this, Kadosh. What he's saying is wisdom. It's chokhmah. It's not emotion. It's not we talk. We know what we're talking about. He said, look, from the moment when the level of that soul, let me help you. Let's make it simple. I will help you. Let me share with you my screen. It's like this. Hope you see it. Okay. You see? This is everything we have read till now. Now I will explain it better. He said like this. He said, you see, at the beginning, the man was complete with 3 levels. Even if the levels are not well drawn, the purpose is just to help you to understand. So the first man without sins, he possessed 3 levels: a level of nefesh, a level of ruach, and a level of neshama, because he's without sins. But after the sins, what's happened? The nefesh, the lower part, come first, and it would be 1 man totally, but it's only 1/3 of a previous man. And the nefesh make his work, but we cannot bring that level on this man because this is pure, this is still impure. So this second man will come with a nefesh hager. So what is the nefesh hager? Is the proof that someone will be used like a basis for a ruah which comes from a tzaddik who make a mistake, a sin. Do you get it? This is the simple definition of nefesh hager. We cannot talk about gerut lechumra if we don't know what is nefesh hager. You have to know what is nefesh hager. So meaning, somebody who wake up one day in his life, he's 10, he's 12, he's 20, he say, what is Judaism? I like this religion. I really appreciate it. Where that desire is from, it's because that man has never been a goy. That man has been created with another structure, which is not goy, which is not Jewish, is nefesh hager. Is the man who have been created to give a place, a chance to the ruah of a tzaddik who made a mistake. But believe me, to have the 3 level of souls, you are a big tzaddik. That's why all the convert that you see converting, you have to see them with a lot of fear, because inside of them they possess a ruah or neshama of a tremendous tzaddik. So based on that, what happened? You know now that the nefesh hager is a very specific structure. That's why the Gemara tells you a convert is not a goy. A convert used to be a nefesh hager. This is that nefesh hager that gives to you the desire of Torah from your childhood. This is that nefesh hager that will bring you to write your letter to the chief rabbinate of your country. This is that nefesh hager that will give you to have Jewish friends and to appreciate their way of life. This is that nefesh hager which tells you maybe start to learn Hebrew to discover what is said in the books of the Jews. This is the work of the nefesh hager to bring you till the gate of the mikveh where you're going to be converted. So from 0 to the day of your mikveh, you are called nefesh hager. This is the first point. After that, you have some nefesh hager, who never pass the gap of converting. They say, it's too much, I don't want to go deeper. I don't want to go further. That people, they will keep that nefesh hager all this life. And maybe that nefesh hager can be passed to their son. This is another story. Let's put it on the side. But the nefesh hager, who will go till the final date, the mikveh, he jump in the mikveh. What's happened to him? He is no more a nefesh hager. He will be called what? Ger tzedek. That's why you have 2 terms. Nefesh hager, ger tzedek. You should ask yourself, why do you have 2 terms to talk about someone who makes something which is just to convert? No, there is path. From 0 to the mikveh, you are nefesh hager. So please, first secret that Arakadosh tells you, stop calling the convert previous goy. Stop calling the one who attends your minyanim, the one who wants to convert and come to pray with you on Shabbat, on the Chagim. Stop calling him goy. He is not a goy. He has never been a goy. He is a very specific spiritual structure called nefesh hager. Many Rabbanim don't know that secret which is written in their books, in our books. How can we make the choice not to study Sod when we have all the explanation that we need to know how to manage the Jewish life in our centuries? Nefesh Hager. Once the Nefesh Hager goes in the mikveh, he becomes Ger Tzedek. So what will happen? The day you go in the mikveh is the day that Ruach, who was still blemished, become holy. Because you dipping in that mikveh, you receive that Ruach, but because you're Nefesh Hager, you will not be under the domination of the mistake of the past life of that Ruach Tzaddik. You will give all the strength of the Nefesh Hager you are, and you will help that Ruach of Tzaddik to grow up. That's why when you finish your mikveh, it's not the final stage. It's the beginning. You have to add on it Limud, Torah, Masim Tovim. Limud, Torah, Masim Tovim. Based on that, you understand why the chief rabbinate of Africa have to exist. Because all the people who brings to Africa Jewry with we want not to go too extreme, not too fast. No, let's say very simple, let's say very open, let's say very flowery. Stop it. You are damaging the level of a tzaddik which is in that man. That tzaddik was a master of Torah. How can you tell him to be in the mindset of not studying Torah? How can you tell him to be in the body where he will not eat kosher? How can you tell him to be in the body where he will not be performing any mitzvot? It's craziness and it is disrespectful toward the soul of that tzaddik who is now in this Ger Tzedek, or who is ready to go in the body of his Nefesh Hager. That's why it's crazy all the people who goes in Africa and try to bring Torah which is not kasher la meadrin. Stop destroying Africa. Stop destroying Africans. Stop telling them things which are not written. My brothers from Nigeria, conversion has never been something that you can say I'm a second-class Jew. It's not like that. To be a convert is to have the stamp on you that you do have the soul of a tzaddik who was complete in a previous life, even if he made a mistake. Based on that, you understand what? You understand that the purpose of our Torah is to tell to the people, look, to go through the conversion is to be sure to have a tremendous soul that will be so powerful. No one could stand in front of you because you will have the Torah for full tzaddik. Why? Because even today, very few people do have the 3 levels inside of them. Don't think that every rabbi you saw, because we African, we are impressed by white people. We see white people say, oh, it's kosher. Okay. But know it. Not everybody you see today do possess nefesh, ruach, neshama inside of them. Ari HaKadosh said, someone who possesses neshama inside of him, he is a master of Sod. You know all the intention to have in every single mitzvot. That's why we push you to study Kavanot. So if you have rabbi who don't know a single word about the Zohar, about the Kabbalah of HaKadosh, you are sure that they don't possess the neshama. You are sure. They don't possess any neshama. Nefesh, yes, ruach for sure. But neshama? So you are a ger, you have on you a ruach who used to be full with a neshama. You see the potential of a ger. So stop thinking what people are telling you. Build your mindset from text, from books. Stop receiving the definition of people. Receive only the definition of our sages. So let's see what HaKadosh had. Look.
Rabbi,
Yes,
it's what you're saying is it's also derisa, like with Abraham Avinu. He
yes,
started off as Abraham, and then he went through like a Gersa Humra in a way because he was already holy, and then he evolved to Abraham.
exactly. תודה רבה, Rabbi Moshe, Rabbi Mordechai. It's exactly that. Because it's a topic so hard to explain that you cannot explain it without sword. You need to have access to that books to understand how it's built, how it works. Once you know that, things are very clear, very smooth. There's nothing to fight for. So look now what Ayakadosh adds. He says like this. He says, we are here. He says, ולכן, הנשמה באופן זה. So also same thing. The neshama also will come only back in Olam Hazeh after the ruah being totally fixed. So the ger, the nefesh hager who convert, become ger tzedek with the ruah of a tzaddik. Now he continue, he study Torah, he go to yeshiva, he become rabbis, he study stories. Now he can even deserve to have now the neshama, the third level. והנפש שנתקנה לגמרי, תבוא לו רוח אחד מתוקן של איזה צדיק שנדמה אל האב במעשה טוב בפחת ויוצא בהם. So I have a question. Let's go back now about the first third. The nefesh who made the tremendous work. He fixed himself, but he could not now receive the ruach who is blemished. He said, don't worry. Hashem will send to that nefesh a ruach of a tremendous tzaddik who will be connecting to him through the action that nefesh will do. That's it. והוא אליו תמורת רוחו של עצמו ממש. He said, don't be sad, even if it's another ruach. That ruach and the ruach which is at the beginning, they have the same roots. Don't worry, it's a family business, it's the same family. וכן על דרך זה, אם תיקן גם רוחו לגמרי, תבוא לו נשמה איזה צדיק, כנזכרת. So same thing for him, that very specific nefesh will start the work. Now, by receiving the ruach, he start to make another level of Torah. He go higher. Hashem will send to him again a neshama from another big tzaddik, and he will continue to be completed like in that way. ותבוא לו נשמה באיזה צדיק כנזכר, ותהיה אליו תמורת נשמתו ממש. וזה סוד מה שכתוב, שרמו חז"ל, גדולים צדיקים במיתתם יותר מבחייהם. So he said, this is why the Gemara said, which Gemara? It's Sanhedrin Mem Zayin, that the Gerim, they are higher in the death more than in the life. What does it mean? He said, very simple. Look, he said like this. He said, Kadiska, Gedolim tzadikim, not the convert. The tzadikim are higher after the death more than in the life. Gedolim tzadikim b'mitatam yoter מבחייהם. והנה, כאשר יפטר האיש הזה מן העולם, תלך נפשו עם הרוח ההוא, ועל ידו תקבל השפע הראוי אליה. וכאשר רוחו של עצמו הבאה בגלגולה באדם אחד אחר, מוחרב על נפש הגר כנזכר, יתקן גם ולגמרי. So you see what he said? The נפש הגר is totally fixed. The נפש הגר totally fixed. So meaning the ruach comes on a structure when that structure wants to convert, that structure is perfect. ואז הנפש הראשונה אומרת, איכה ושובעה אל אישי הראשון, כיוון נתקן. וכן העניין בנשמה עם רוח אחר פטירת האדם, שחוזרים מגלגול לתקן יחד. Last part. After, let's say we finish. So what's happened here with that very simple definition? we understand now that the question, it's another question. We are in the first books of Shara Gilgulim, and he will talk about this Nefesh Hager 2 chapters after it's finished. So the question I'm asking to you, where did you saw Gerut Lechumra? You see? It's Torah Kadosh. In knows Torah. You start to talk about conversion. You explain to me deep thing. So, Kadosh, tell me, what is Gerut Lechumra? Because you told me what is a ger. You told me what is a tzaddik. You told me the origin of everything. So please, Kadosh, tell me the meaning, spiritual meaning of Gerut Lechumra. There's nothing, right? Did you see Gerut Lechumra written in the text? No. So what does it mean? Gerut Lechumra, it's basically a solution that the Chachamim they settle to go fast about a situation that we know that this man is not a normal man. Who can be attracted by Judaism? Who? Except someone who possesses Nefesh Hager. So he's here. But how can we be sure that he's sincere? No, the mistake not to be sure that how he's sincere. The mistake is how do you help him to move forward to that point? The problem is the more the time passes, the less we know how to create and to form and to train Nefesh Hager to become Geret Tzedek. This is the problem of our generation. We don't know how to transform Nefesh Hager to Geret Tzedek. We make mistakes. Some country, we transform it to wait 10 years and to make him suffer and to wait that he will crave and he will beg and maybe we will give to him. Other country, we put on you a high price of conversion like this. Another country, we make it exam. You have to answer to 500 questions. I'm not here to judge anybody. Everybody does according to the way to understand. But my question is, all these elements, are they giving to you the proof that this Nefesh Hager is sincere in his desire to become Ger Tzedek? The answer is no. The answer is no. If the answer were yes, we will see that the process of conversion will be totally handled with path very clear, with feeling that it's the same thing for everybody. It's not the question of according how you come, how it's happened, if we like you, we don't like you, you had some problem with that one, so with that rabbi, so we don't give you. What the connection between all the situation and the fact that there is a ruach of a tzaddik who needs that Nefesh Hager to come down on this earth? We mixed everything. We brought emotions where there are no place for emotions. The only thing we need is wisdom to be able to see how the man is sincere, to take on his shoulder the fact that he will receive the ruach of a big tzaddik, and that will bring him to become a ger tzedek, and we will look up to him. Because 48 times it's written in the Torah, you have to love him. Why? Because he's the big tzaddik who came back. So now the question is, how do we do? How do we do? Now that we understand, it's not the question of saying that Gerut Lechumra, it's Gerut. The question is not what is Gerut Lechumra. The question is, how do we transform the Jewish from Nigeria from Nefesh Hager to Geret Tzedek? Why? Because if you don't eat kosher many years, if you start to do it only the last years, if for many, many years you have no proof, no information that things have been kept, no one fall into Christianity, no one fall into Islam, no one fall into a bad aspect of tradition, no one did something which is against the Torah and the mitzvot and Maaseh Tovim. If you don't have that proof, you cannot say, I am here and I just need to go straight. No, we have to reconnect you to the path of Kedusha that your souls deserve. Because to be converted is to take on your shoulder the ruach of a tzaddik who used to be. So the question is, how do we do? For that, I will just share with you a few words we said in the responsa we wrote to the Psak of Rav Kanievsky. And in that word, you will understand what the Chief Rabbinate of Africa is planning to do. So look. Here it is. You can find it in Sepharia. The responsa is called Niflaot Beretz Cham. I wrote it and it's accessible for you. Look, I'll read the bit, I will try to explain. The Ger Tzedek, whatever Bechumra or not, as to embrace Judaism with the firm intent to repairing his soul, Tikurene Nefesh, polishing his soul, Zichor Nefesh, and to dedicate himself to Torah study and prayers with the proper intention, Kavanot. Those various stages are the main themes of Rabbi Shalom Sharabi's book, Benayu Ben Yehoyada, which is entirely inspired by the teaching of Arakadosh in Sha'ar Ruach HaKodesh. Rabbi Shalom Sharabi intends in writing in Benayu Ben Yehoyada is to equip every Jew with the knowledge required to activate their soul's full potential. Therefore, the best way to ensure the proper return and reintegration of the tribes of Israel in the African diaspora is to follow in the footsteps of none other than Moshe Rabbeinu, in the way in which he prepared the Hebrew people to experience Matan Torah, the giving of the Torah, which was nothing less than the final stage in the conversion process of a whole nation, that had just spent 210 years as slaves in Egypt. It's written everywhere in your Gemara. Yetziat Mitzrayim, the going out of Egypt, it's like a conversion, it's like a birth. Passing in the middle of the water of the Yam Suf is like the mikveh of conversion. Everybody says it, everybody knows it. So he said, in the case cited above, it was not deemed necessary to wait until there as proof of sincerity. Indeed, they received the highest and the most fundamental mission at the time, that of Tikkun Olam. This is the approach of Botina Kadisha, so now you can say of the Chief Rabbinate of Africa, is to bring the potential convert as much as possible and according to each individual's capacity to fast, not eating or drinking for 3 consecutive days, night and days, concluded by a Gilgule Sheleg, immersion in snow or ice according to the instruction of the Akadosh, during the days preceding the final mikveh ceremony marking the end of the conversion process. In addition, it goes without saying that the preliminary stage of tipat dam, drawing a drop of blood from the male reproductive organ, or brit milah, circumcision, be performed according to the intention, kavanot, revealed by the Hakadosh in Sefer Alikutim, Parashat Vayera. Regarding the profound meditation that the Moel circumcision had to engage in during the milah, removal of the foreskin, and the peria, the folding back of the remaining skin. At this level of application, it is obvious that this convert will be able to be conferred the statute of being sincere and real from the first second following his mikveh. This is the concrete answer presented to the thousands of Igbo and other African tribes who call themselves students of Bosnia Kadisha with the Laser program. So now, let's go back. What these words means. These words tell you simply, that we have to have a very specific strategy about how to bring people to be sincere. Sincere, it's not about the behavior you will have toward the Bedin who converts you. It's not emotional. Sincere is about the ruah you will receive of a tzaddik, that you will be one with it, one with him, and you will help him to finish his tikkun. This is why we need a convert to be sincere. So if now someone who has for many generations living a life where he struggled with kashrut, where he struggled with Shabbat, with mitzvot, and he knows he's Jews, but the generation passed. There's a break. So we have the zchut here we can bring to inside of every single Jew in Nigeria, tremendous tzaddikim. Why will we reject that? This will never bring you to be considered like a second zone Jews. Chas v'shalom. Remember, Aftalion, Shmaya, convert, say Arav Ovadia de Bartenora. Remember, Rabbi Akiva, convert, or son of convert, said the Gemara. Remember Rabbi Meir, convert. So if you have that example, remember Avraham Yitzhak Yaakov, convert. If you have that examples, why are you afraid to use a very powerful tool in Kedushat Hashem, in the spirituality for the Torah? This is the guarantee that tomorrow we will be performing Torah and mitzvot like never. Like never. So the people who comes in Africa this last year pretending to bring Torah, did they taught you about these informations? Did they open books in front of you telling you what are the meaning of each spiritual situation stages? Did they tell you the difference we have between a goy and a nefesh hager? So stop calling yourself goy. You have never been a goy, you will never be a goy. Because someone who is attracted by Torah, someone who is practicing Torah, even if there is some Jewry in his generation which doesn't recognize him as a Jew, that man is a nefesh hager. Our purpose is to make nations of Gerei Tzedek. It's not me saying. Rabbi Akiva is saying it just after the words of Mar Zutra in Sanhedrin. He said, the lost tribe, the way they went, they will not come back like they went. What does it mean? They will come back stronger. You have been sent away because some weakness was shown. You were tzaddikim, yes, but some weakness was shown. Now you will come back stronger. That is stronger with souls of tzaddikim. So don't read the Torah. Every time you will see, no, it's not for the gear, you think that it puts you in the second level. No, it's higher. Like I was telling you, you are the basics that tzaddik needs to come back and to survive and to fix himself. So you are great. So based on that, we have to know what we will do in what we call Gerut Lechumra. Many times you see that point in Israel, for example, when someone has Jewish roots, wants to marry, and is already practicing Torah, Gerut Lechumra, sometimes it's happening one day. I have cases I will not quote. I know people who couldn't prove we have no paper to prove that the mother were Jew, but it's known that, okay, it's in the family, and the mother maybe was secular. Okay, Rabbi Pinchas, you know him, yes, he studied, yes, okay, no problem. You go to that office of a rabbi, which is recommended by the chief rabbinate of Jerusalem. Tipat dam, bracha, paper, yes, you have get the Chumrah, go and get married. That's it. But if we do like this, they will start to mock us and to say we are fake Jews. So we have to be very powerful by doing what was taught by the sages. So what we can say about Gerut Lechumra, meaning we are dealing with people who knows that they have Jewish roots. They know. I have Jewish roots. I know it. No one can tell me I know it. The one who don't know, it's another path. It could also be Gerut, but we will build it in another way. But I'm talking about like the Igbos, they know. So in the case that you know and you already have that life, it's very easy. We need 40 days. Specific place. Intensive training on specific things. From the day 37 to 40, 3-day fasting. In the 40 days, you will be studying mainly Halachot and Musar. Many of you already practice Halachot, so it will not be new for you. But we're going to study Halachot according to the Ben Ish Chai and Musar from Sha'ari Kedusha, not another book. That will bring a deep awakeness of your soul. You will tremble. Believe me, if you study Ben Ish Chai and Sha'ari Kedusha in depth, you will start to cry every single day. This is the purpose that brings up the sincerity, because we want to protect that ruach of tzaddik going to come inside of you. Day 37, you start to fast. 3 days, no drink, no food, according to every single health. If it's not a possibility because you take medicine, we will find eterim. But this is a minimum. And the last day, in the morning, tipat dam. Before the mikveh, you go in the ice. Believe me. 33 tower in the ice. You lay on your belly, you turn on your back, 1 tour. You do that 33 times. Believe me. This is the moment when you see who is sincere or not. You can ask to all the rabbis who perform it according to the Rakadosh instruction, Bosna Kadisha. This is a moment when you see in people's eyes who is lying or not. You cannot lie that moment because that code is taking you and you are ready to die for your Torah. You do that. 40-day intensive limud halachot and Musa, 3-day fasting, no drink, no eat, limud like the 3 days. The last days in the morning, sheleg, ice, before the mikveh of the afternoon. Believe me, we have solved the problem of sincerity that they call in the Gerut. Ask to everyone who has performed 3-day sheleg, 3 days with ice. You cannot lie. You will not lie. You will not be able to lie. It's impossible. If the sheleg is not performed, we know that we have a problem here. Something is wrong. Because all the 40 days was to prepare you for that moment that Moshe brought everybody to pass. When he said 3 days you will be separated from your wife. This is the sheleg. Said Ari Kadosh. This is the way we will practice it. We don't need more than 40 days. But you will sweat. We don't need to make you wait 10 years to make you pay thousands and thousands of dollars. We just need 40 days. Gerut lechumra. For the one who have no proof that they have Jewish roots, they have no proof. They say, I've heard that we are from that tribe. I've heard. Okay. We will have the same strategy, but it will be a bit longer. How long? Depending on the different characteristic and the different people's situation. But Gerut lechumra, this is the way. What I'm telling you is not new. I wrote it down. It's public on Sefaria. I didn't hide a single thing from the beginning. I was clear like water. I'm telling you now where it came from. It came from what I have shown to you. So Bezrat Hashem, because it's a conference, I don't need to go deeper. I gave you enough element. Now I'm open to listen to your question. Baruch Adonai Olam. Amen v'amen.
Amen ve'amen. Toda rabba harab. Toda rabba.
Toda rabba,
Amen.
toda rabba. Yeah. Amen v'amen, Rabbi Kish. Amen v'amen. I have few questions on Facebook. I will start with them. If you have other questions, I will receive them. So question from Rav Chuku Mazi. Say like this. Say, where I come from, in my tribe, our traditional laws are all same with what is in the Torah. It's been with us even before it's officially compiled. I will love African Israeli Jews to also embrace their good moral traditions. Physical conversion isn't necessary for an African man or woman. We need good moral society and re-implementation of our traditional laws to keep the society sane. We Africans don't need certificate of conversion or official conversion. We are already original. I think it's not. So, Rabbi Chukumazi, the question is like this. I understand what you mean, but today we have to understand that we are a whole planet, a whole world of Jewish. The purpose is not to live apart. For example, we should never do the way, let's say, the 2 tribes did to the 10 tribes. The 2 tribes, they decided to make their own life, considering that one they are lost. What's happened there? We don't care. We should have a higher level of expectation, of morality, of values. We have to say that we know that we have brothers who have kept Torah and Mitzvot for centuries. Ashkenazim, Sfaradim. We know. And we thank them for that. We love them also for that. Because thanks to that, we have today tools that you and me can use to go deeper and to study. They kept it. So the question for us is to know how we can make this connection peaceful and not to be, Chas v'Shalom, against the vision of the prophet Yechezkel. The prophet Yechezkel said, I saw 2 stuff. One written Ephraim, which is the 10 tribes, one to Yehuda. And Hashem said, put them one. They will have no more division. Every single action the chief rabbinate will engage will never be against one speech of our masters, of our prophets, of our fathers. The purpose is to say like this. By acting with Gerut Lechumra, it's not, sorry for the term, it's not somebody external who come to tell you do it like that. No, it's we among us. We have to be organized in order to be shown with respect and consideration by the other Jews. We have to bring ourselves to be kosher the Mehadrin and not to let anyone to bring foreign thought, spirituality in what we have kept so deeply. I agree with you in terms of tradition. Many aspects of the tradition in Africa, they are living Mishnah. But even them, they don't know that it's Mishnah. And even Mishnah don't know that we still have some people keeping the Mishnah today. So the question is, we have to know how to live together. And in order to live together, we have to be able to say, this one is keeping Torah and Mitzvot, this one is on the way, this one is not. We have to bring structure. That's why we are offering that possibility to the Africans connected to Judaism, because they are Nefesh Hager, because of the separation. So the conversion you're talking about, I think, it's because you're seeing it from the corner where Ashkenazi or Sfarad come and say, I will convert you if you are nice. No, it's not the purpose here. The question is another question. So I hope I answered to your question, Rabbi Chuku Mazi. Other question from Rabbi Desmond Yahuda. It's like this, but even if an African wants to do Teshuvah, how are we supposed to do it? I've been trying to contact multiple rabbis and Jewish organizations abroad and in Africa, but no one cares. The conservative Jews are even better. At least they came to Africa and even Nigeria time to time and issue conversion and conversion certificate. But the Orthodox community doesn't even want anyone converting. It's like this. In your statement, you said the two problems. You have to understand Rabbi Yehuda. From the moment that a conservative movement give a conversion certificate to you, the Orthodox will never recognize you. Because there is fights that you don't know which happen in Israel and in the rabbinates of Ashkenazis, Faradim, Haredim. There's a whole fight. We know because we were inside. We know how it's happened. Why we are building. It's because we know where are the struggle. So the purpose is to know that if someone gives to you recognition, you are trapped because you will be defined by the recognition which were given to you. Meaning that your identity wasn't so powerful. That's why you needed someone who come with a conservative mindset to save you. So meaning you are not fighting for something which is yours. That's why the Haredim, they will let you with them. They say, because if this man was really Jew, it will never be, he will have some roots, some heritage that will help him not to do a kind of Torah that they consider like very light. That's why the chief rabbinate of Africa is telling you we are bringing orthodoxy in and Torah in Africa. We are here for that. The highest level ever. We have no choice because you and we know when a black man does something in the second or third grade, we don't give an eye on him. We have no choice except doing the top and the best. Only at this moment, you will be considered. I hope I answered your question, Rabbi Yehuda. Another question from Rabbi Yehuda. I want to convert and I want to study under a rabbi or in a yeshiva, but I don't have the opportunity. I'm the only Jew in my town. No minyan, no knesset, and no more Rav, Rosh or Rav. I'm from the Tiv tribe that are located in Nigeria and Cameroon. And with much study, I've discovered we are definitively one of the lost tribe. But my people are start practicing Christianity. That's why I hasn't no study to and become a rabbi. So I can. That's why I have to study and become rabbi, so I can come home and teach Torah to my people. I love Torah and I love Am Israel. Rabbi Yehuda, we are here for that. I will really ask to Chief Rabbi Kish to be in contact with you, and we will see how we can bring you in the rabbinical school, Botzina Kadisha, to start to get some tools and to see what's your condition and your Chumrah and so on. No problem. We will handle it. So please, because I'm very busy, I know, sorry for that. You can first of all write to Rabbi Kish. He's in the Limud now. He's online. You can write to him or to his assistant, Rabbi Deushi Media, Rabbi Victor Israel, or Rabbi Eliyahu Gaon. Write to them, and we will discuss your case, and we'll see how we can move forward. Bezrat Hashem. This is why we are here for. Another question. Toda Rabba Rabbi Yochanan. It's in the plan. Bezrat Hashem. Okay. I have no question from Rabbi Mazi. Talking about structure, I understand. The world has gone political. This sound to me, Rav, as a political scenery. Rav, if we are to be converted as it seems to be, it should be as people, not just individual certificate or circumcision or of a grown man. Why such? When we need the circumcision laws naturally in Africa. It's like this. You said it. It's political, but political doesn't mean it's bad. Political means it's structure, society, and economy. Because some position, when they are said or given without a kind of diplomacy, they can be interpreted like attack against someone else. You have to know that the only position that I have today, with the club that I have today, we know that there's people who want to kill me. It's a known thing. I know it. And even the rabbis who are in the chief rabbinate, they should know it if they don't know it. This is the point. Because today, what we are talking about, it's million people. It's many countries. So you are dealing with the stability, the political stability of countries, of region, of areas. So if you think that talking about Judaism today, it's only a question of spirituality, it's very naive. It's political, but it doesn't mean that we, by understanding that game, we are forgetting the roots of our intentions. We are forgetting the purpose and the love we have for our continent, for our countries, for our peoples. But we have to know how the game is played. We have to know what are the rules. Everybody saw the last publication of the chief rabbinate. When they saw 20 countries, not less than 15 million per people, you have to know that many people went crazy. And that put all of us in a big danger. And we know it. That's why we are very discreet in our movement. No one knows who people are. They just know about the testimony that we are good men, loving Torah, and we are very powerful in our study. They will create many fake news. They'll create many fake information just to discredit what we are building, because it's huge. It's history what we are doing. So that's why we have to be very patient and to have strategy. And today the strategy is to say, we are organizing ourselves. We are considering ourselves like in the structure of tomorrow, when the society to be one. But if you go in the level of converting a whole people, who told you that everybody wants Torah and Judaism? How can you be sure that the people who think that they are from that tribes, they are really Nefesh Hager? We need a kind of sincerity to check what are the positions of the people. This is the point. So, Bezrat Hashem, I hope answer to your question. I have a question. Written for Rabbi. Toda Rabba. Arav, I really appreciate that you are trying to help me. I know you are busy and appreciate your effort. You are like in African, and I know soon we'll have our yeshivot and we can have rabbis and can work in Torah. Please, I'm ready to study in Mishnah Kadisha. Praise Adonai for that. Bless Rabbi, bless you. Please look into my tribes and the tribes in Sudan. I have no problem. Rabbi Kish will, if you're in Nigeria, Rabbi Kish will give to me the information, and we keep in touch. Toda Rabba. And last question, maybe. Bnei Noach today yearn to accept the yoke of the Taryag mitzvot. The question is, in Nevi'im we learn that Cush will lead people. What does this mean? Bezrat Hashem, I will make maybe a study on this point about Cush leading people. It's a question that you can understand the basics, based on the chapter 35 of the Pirkei de Rabbi Eliezer, telling you that Shem is black and nice, and Cush is black like a raven. I will make a limit for that. Remind me in a private message, Bezat Hashem. Toda Rabba. Rabbi Kish, Rabbi Doshimija, is there any question?
Yeah, I have a question, Rabbi. So when it comes to, it may be a completely different limud, so I'm saying that ahead of time, but when it comes to, like, say, African Americans that come from the Igbo, but don't, they have very far away. They've been under like a child that was kidnapped by the Goyim, right? And they're far away. What would be the process for that? And if that's another limud, I understand.
The process for the African American is huge. Why? Because the area and the number of people is massive. Not only that, also because many of our family members, they are involved in many other religions also. So the question will be always for us to understand that from the moment we do see a spark of interest for Torah, even if it's small, like, okay, I love Jews and I know it's the truth, and that's it. Or some people who practice Shabbat from my corner, we should offer to them the possibility to understand what we are building, the program we are building, like we do for the Igbos. But in the case when we know that some of them, they went through, it's because they are very talented. Some of them, they became big pastors with mega churches. So we will maybe take more time to be sure that they understood that there is no connection between Torah and Christianity. And everybody who pretend that there's a connection, it's their life. And if that man is Jewish, it's their life. But it's not the truth at all. And nothing can come up with that connection for us. So what we have to be sure is that from the moment we have one interest being clearly shown interest, we know that we can put the 40 days on table. And we need the Nefesh HaGeah to show to us that is there, that is manifesting something. This is for us a must. And I know many of the African Americans, they are at that moment, they are at that level. Many of them are making groups on Facebook about the fact that we should go back to Congo because it's the Holy Land. Many of them. So you have a tremendous work. We'll make some announcement today. People, you will see that what happening with Rabbi Mordechai. Announcement is coming today in the afternoon or in the evening, but the work will be huge for you, and we can apply the same process as for the Igbo from the moment when we see the sparks of Nefesh HaGeah being involved in the daily life. Rabbi Mordechai. Rabbi Kish, is there any question?
No, Rabbi, I'm okay. If anything, then we can give you a chat. I'm okay. Thank you so far. If there's any question from the people in the streaming, and they can ask. Thank you.
Toda Rabba. We are open for any question even after. The rabbis are here also to answer back to you. We do have groups in WhatsApp, groups in Telegram. Just check Chief Rabbinate of Africa. Go there, follow, and share, and don't have any hesitation to ask your question. Toda Rabba Likulam. Baruch Adonai Olam. Amen ve'amen.
אמן, חזק וברוך.
תודה רבה, שלום רבי ישי, שלום רבי משה, שלום רבי זוהר, שלום רבי קיש, שלום רבי מרדכי, שלום לכולם. תודה רבה.